And I want to be very, very clear in my speech because words matter.
Commissioner Henry Dean defends his voting record at Tuesday's meeting. Liz Ryan has a review from the commissioner's comments portion of the meeting.
It's election season, and Henry Dean's seat on the commission is being challenged. Critics argue that during his time on the board, he's approved too many developments. He counters that much of the development we're seeing was approved before the crash of 2008.
Several of my critics made comments about how I have blamed previous county commissions for all these PUD approvals that were made prior to all of us sitting here. I have never blamed anyone. Every time I make a decision sitting here, I try to take the facts and the law into consideration. And it's a fact that over 100,000 units were approved prior to 2008 and never built until after 2016.
Commissioner Krista Joseph shared pictures from Ponte Vedra Beach.
Elizabeth Joshi has these groups that pick up litter. In the budget, we do have extra money to have another crew of litter because we realize how important that is to keep our community nice and clean.
Commissioner Christian Whitehurst is concerned about the Live Local law eroding home rule.
On July 1st, a bill will go into effect that allows us to sort of fine-tune and modify at the local level what impacts the Live Local Act can have on us. We can assure that if somebody is allowed to develop a Live Local Act property, then they actually have to make it affordable.
Interim County Attorney Rich Commando had a reminder for elected officials.
Please remember that your financial disclosure forms are going to be due by July 1st.
And he gave props to County Attorney Christine Valliere.
I just want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to her. Her wealth of experience in land use and growth management has really served the public and the county well. So she'll be sorely missed.
And that was all for that meeting.
Commissioner Lemo.
Nothing to report.
I have nothing to report today.
For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Liz Ryan.
This local news is a service of your hometown Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
The way the judge skewed what the jury saw, I think, one, is not going to survive appeal. And then, two, was just blatantly biased.
Congressman Mike Waltz, who lives in St. Johns County, is weighing in on Donald Trump's conviction last week in New York.
I sat in the courtroom last week. There was one instance where Trump's defense made a really strong point, and there was a kind of a pregnant pause, and the Judge Merchant, actually looked over to the prosecution and said, "Don't you want to object?"
Congressman Waltz says the trial was flawed from the start, from the jury pool and venue to what the Trump defense team was allowed to present.
There were a whole slew of witnesses, including Trump's CFO, the person actually putting the ledger in, including election law specialist on federal elections, because it was alleged this was a cover-up and an attempt to interfere in the 2016 campaign. The judge wouldn't allow the defense to bring those witnesses, which was really unprecedented. Usually there's a lot of deference to the defense.
Waltz says the prosecution of Trump amounts to election interference.
Biden's number 3 official in the Department of Justice wasn't sitting up in Washington, D.C. worried about federal issues. He resigned his position and went and sat at Alvin Bragg's prosecution table. Why?
Waltz says the trial set a dangerous precedent for the United States.
Every prime minister of Pakistan in modern history has been sent to jail by the other side. And then the other side comes in and sends their next one to jail. And that's become normal there, and I fear this is the slippery slope that we're going down.
On Saturday, we've got fishing day for the old school is from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. We're going to have a weigh-in from 2 to 5:30 at the Bolano Beach Pier.
Tournament manager Lauren Dozier says you don't have to fish in the tournament to enjoy the festivities.
On Friday, we have a Miller Lite happy hour in conjunction with the captain's meetings. We're going to have half-price appetizers, 2-for-1 beer, and a kid zone at the St. Augustine Fish House and Oyster Company. We're going to have food and drinks and music and some vendors set up. Everybody's welcome to come join us and see the excitement.
Dozier says the top anglers will compete for big money and prizes.
We have a grand prize. The grand prize is a 21-foot yellowfin bay boat with a 200-horsepower Yamaha and a Maritero trailer worth $115,000. Second place is $10,000. We pay out 26 places. We have prizes for the top 15 junior anglers, and we have cash prizes for the top 10 lady anglers. The total cash and prizes is over $230,000.
You can register for the tournament online at oldschoolkingfish.com or in person on Friday at the St. Augustine Fish House. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Daryl Moody.
And now you're up to date with St. Augustine's Local Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.